In their second year as an official organization on campus, the Echoes are holding another round of auditions this month for students who are interested in joining.
We're expecting a pretty big turnout. We've had a lot of interest, honestly. We were originally going to have auditions in the spring because we compete in the beginning of the fall, but we had so much interest that we're having additional auditions this fall.
Got you shackled in my embrace. I'm latching onto you.
The student-run group credits the renewed interest in a cappella to the 2012 film Pitch Perfect and its 2015 sequel, Pitch Perfect 2.
That movie's actually fairly accurate as far as the process of going to regionals, then nationals with the group, and kind of the dynamic of that group as well, because you really do become sort of a family.
The group practices 2 times a week and competes year-round in local, regional, and even international competitions. The Echoes' past performances can be seen on their YouTube page. The group also has a GoFundMe page for raising money to compete later this year in New York.
We do have a GoFundMe. Please check that one out. It's gofundme.com/echoes2016. We need to raise funds for this competition. Nationals are in New York, and it is a lot of money to get 13 people to New York.
Even though the competitions are tough, the Echoes consider themselves a family and take pride in being home to a very diverse group of students.
Closest friends are in this group. You know, it's just a place to come and kind of relieve stress and, just feel at home. Definitely expression.
If you're interested in joining Hannah and the Echoes, applications are due tomorrow, the 9th, with auditions being held the 14th and 15th of this month. For more information, visit echoesacapella.com. For Bobcat Update, I'm Taylor Hare.
Tony to Duncan, and that'll do it for Tim Duncan. 25,000 point mark to Duncan. Long one. Kawhi with a dunk. He attacks Bonner. Blocked by Timmy. Joseph threading it to Timmy.
Puts that bounce pass right on the money, not a soul near Timmy Duncan.
Tim Duncan. Time.
That's good.
Yes! Oh my goodness! Patty Mills comes out of there with it, drops it off to Ginobili, ahead to Timmy with the dunk!
He pulls up here. Really?
Season. To Duncan, tips it up. Baby, let's go! Did you know, as our truck interns, credit Taylor Hare and Avery Schneider came up with this one. Coming into tonight, Melo and Kobe lead their teams in field goal attempts despite playing fewer than 41 games this season. Folks, there's less than 10 to go for most teams.
I'm telling you.
That is amazing.
That's getting your shots up.
And the only other time it's happened where a player has played less than half the games and led his team in field goal attempts, it was Wilt Chamberlain, who played in 38 games back in the 64-65 season and still led his team in field goal attempts.
Yeah, coincidentally, both bad teams.
Yeah. Welcome back, 43-25. The Pelicans putting it on the Spurs here in the early going. Bill and Sean Elliott with you on Fox Sports Southwest. We're always encouraging our folks in the truck. Taylor Hare contributing a Did You Know tonight. Since expanding to the current 6 division format, the last time an entire division made the playoffs, 05-06 with the Central Division. And New Orleans sitting here with a win tonight will get into the playoffs, and we've been telling you all year the Southwest Division is the toughest. The other note on the last time that happened, the 2 teams in the Central Division were under 500.
Is that right?
But in the Eastern Conference.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Or 2 was 500, 1 was under.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Yeah, it's Southwest Division, just as tough as it's ever been.
Well, you know what, Bill? We keep talking about blending and how much fun that would be to blend the top 16 teams. Another advantage is you keep your stars on during the playoffs.
Right.
I mean, let's be honest here. Would you rather have Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook, both of them in the playoffs?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
2 games to go for the Spurs. Our fourth fact concerns the Big Three, or Big Four. Take a look at the Spurs scoring leaders since the 98-99 season. Timmy 9 times, Tony Parker's led 6 times, and Manu once. Kawhi, part of the Big Four, should be the leader this year. What an emergence he has made on both ends of the floor. Leonard averaging 16.5 points per game, as well as leading the league in steals per game.
The local police departments are looking for men and women ready to answer the call of service. Most students appreciate police presence on campus.
I think that hiring cops around here at San Marcos is a good idea. I think that with as many students and people we have occupying the city, I think that it'll really help students feel safer.
The demands of the local police departments have increased as the population has gone up. Texas State has record enrollment, and the Census Bureau says San Marcos has been the fastest growing city in the United States for 3 years in a row. The departments recognize the need for more officers to help keep the community safe.
I mean, everybody's hiring right now, just because less people want to be police officers.
Security is a concern. No one wants Texas State to be in the headlines because of a mass shooting.
Makes me feel a lot safer knowing that there are more police around if anything were to happen.
Officer Glenn Winkle says they're always looking for new applicants and encourages people to apply. He went on to say that the best part about being in law enforcement on a college campus is he gets to teach students as well as learn from them every day. For Bobcat Update, I'm Taylor Hare. Thundercloud Subs is returning to San Marcos. The Austin chain announced that San Marcos location will open next Wednesday at the intersection of I-35 and Highway 123, across the street from Whataburger and Burger King. The franchise had an operation in San Marcos, but it closed in 1996. More than half of the world's population will still be offline by the end of the year. According to the Trade Association of Mobile Phone Operators, the cost of maintaining cell towers is a barrier in rural areas and in poor countries. Mobile broadband is seen as a way to get the world's population connected better than fixed broadband. But for now, about 4 billion people worldwide are still not connected. For most smokers, quitting is one of the hardest things they'll ever do. But if they set that as their goal, Texas State offers a free program to help them quit. The program, which meets once a week, is called Last Drag. Participants will meet at Jowers Center on Tuesdays at 5:30 for the next 5 weeks. The Texas Tobacco Quick Line is another resource for quitting. Call 1-877-YES-QUIT if you want more information. The Texas State Office of Student Diversity is helping several of its affiliates celebrate National Coming Out Week. Bobcat Pride and a group called Lambda at Texas State are encouraging people who have come out to share their stories on mic night and panel discussions. National Coming Out Day was this past Sunday. The idea is to help celebrate people who identify themselves as lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender. To learn more about this week's events or sponsoring organizations, contact the Office of Student Diversity at the LBJ Student Center.
The Root Cellar Bakery, located near the corner of Hopkins and LBJ, is getting a new mural on its back wall. The mural features endangered species in the San Marcos River and will have the slogan, "Keep San Marcos Beautiful."
I think we're on the right path. I think we're barely scratching the surface. This is the tip of the iceberg, and we were actually I think we're the first recipient of the grant from the city.
It's part of the San Marcos Mural Arts Program, which is designed to enhance the city's ambience. The program is funded by the city's hotel occupancy tax. Local businesses are being encouraged to add artwork to their properties.
And when you look at our town compared to Austin and some of these other towns that have just some of these breathtaking sculptures and murals around, so hopefully this is part of the wave that's taken us that way.
The Mural Arts program will cover up to 50% of the cost of new murals for qualified applicants.
Every couple of years, you got to keep up with the Joneses, so everyone's got to change, and so there's constant work out here, and that's where I come in.
This is the first of hopefully many new murals that the City of San Marcos is hoping to fund. New artwork helps keep this small growing town unique. For Bobcat Update, I'm Paris Benford.
Healer, and I know it sounds corny, but I think like it would be really great to be able to kind of use like kind of that like old kind of like, what am I trying to say, like within kind of like spirituality and like to talk and heal people, and I just feel like people aren't really into it and they don't take it seriously, and I feel like if I wasn't so fearful of being kind of like made fun of for being into that kind of stuff, then I would be more like into doing it. Yeah. You know these moments, they take years to pass. You gotta be hoping that's fly fast. You call this.
I feel like with college and stuff, I have so much I had to do, and that if I took a year to travel, it would like mess everything up, I guess. But if I couldn't fail, I would definitely just go now.
See the sunrise now, this has to end. Don't let it be the one to walk us home again. And you know you haven't got all the answers. If you did, you would be screaming aloud. And I know I haven't got all the answers. If I did, I would be screaming aloud, screaming aloud. And in a moment, it all came to this, the greatest look.
There was a girl that I knew back in the day that has disappeared now, and I haven't seen her for years. But she would always, like, in Sharpie, like in like colorful Sharpie, she would write it random. She was really depressed all the time, but she would write it in random places where, like, you might see it. And so I kind of always try to write it wherever I can, just to like pass on the message. You should always be able to at least try to be in a positive frame of mind.
I've always wanted to go into business for myself and maybe do home redecorating, home remodeling, not the major construction part, but the minor, and painting and redoing rooms, and I think that would just be really fun. Painting is relaxing and almost a kind of therapy to me, when I do furniture or a room, and I think it would be fun to do that for other people and let them walk in and have a completely different room than when they left. But my fear would be that if I quit my job and started doing that I would not be able to get it started or make any money to pay my bills. So I mean, it's just kind of how I look at it anyway.
Hunting is something that I've done my entire life, and it's my getaway. So I know, like, you go to work, 5 days a week, you're home on the weekends. Whenever hunting season comes around, you take your vacations, you go out, spend time with your buddies, relax, stay outdoors. It's just something that I've always enjoyed doing. So I know, being able to get young kids or even older people out there that hadn't experienced it, something I think it would be great. So I think starting a hunting organization or something like that can get kids away from the thought of if they have cancer, they're going through chemo, whatever it is. It kind of gets their mind off of it, gets them out in nature, they get to have fun. But there'd be a lot of things that you'd have to do. You may have handicapped people that come in to do it. Well, obviously a handicapped person's not going to be able to climb up in a tree stand. So you're going to have to hunt in a different way than the normal person that can just walk around or climb up in a tree or climb a ladder or whatever. You got to be able to work with their disability. So if you have to build Jeeps, that have seats in the back so that they can stay in the Jeep, or blinds that have ramps instead of a ladder so you can get a wheelchair up in it. I mean, things like that, obviously anybody that comes in, say it's a kid and you want to get them their first deer and help them do that and help them experience that, well, you never know what's going to happen in nature. You might not see a single animal when you go out there. You might see 100 animals, there's no telling. And I mean, you want them to experience things, but there's things that are out of your control, nature being the main one, but you never know. And that would be a fear, is that they would come and be unsuccessful in their hunt, and that would make hunting to them be something they wouldn't want to experience again.
Well, at my age, it's hard to say that I have a lot of fear of anything. 49 years old, I've kind of done a lot of stuff, so I really don't know that I have a lot of fears in doing things. I think fear plays a major role in our day-to-day actions for the most part. Whether it's job, career, decisions you make with your family, with whatever you have, there's this fear of failure that we all have, and that's something that is really hard to overcome. I would say probably the one thing that's kind of a bucket list item that I'm scared to do would be jumping out of an airplane. And if I had no fear of failure, then I'd probably do it, but I still can't wrap my mind around jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. So that's probably my one thing that I would do if I had no fear of failure.